You are tuned in to Prophet's Playground. Young man, could you please introduce yourself?
Hey, my name is Nicholas C. Kirkendall. I'm here at Prophet's Playground with Tyshawn. Man, it's just an honor to be here. I really just appreciate you extending this invitation because nothing more that I love to do is just to speak life into your life. So hopefully the words that I say will sow a seed and produce life. Come on, follow me. We're here at Westside Baptist. This is where I worship, where I get down. It's somewhere on Seneca. What's the address, First Lady?
304
304 South
South Seneca.
Seneca. That's what it is. And Tyshawn is asking me on Prophet's Playground today to speak about how it is important. Hey, Lewis, I see you back there, baby. Hey, Lou, hey, get a shot of Louis real quick.
Help me come hide these.
Man, give me a second. I'm going to hide him a little bit. How important it is to speak life into our children's life. How important it is to give them a role model to follow. How important it is to, well, give them a place to hang out. Hey, Ray. So what we have here tonight, we have a lock-in, all right? So I guess what I would have to say is, what are we locking into our children? There's a verse from a good book that really hones this in for me. And it's not train up a child in the way it should go, even though that's very important. You know what I mean? It's not spare the rod, spoil the child. Because we know we know how to, on our kids, we know how to do that now. Woo! It's duck. There's a ball coming. No. It's better for a millstone to be hung around your neck than for you to offend one of these little ones. So what are you doing not only in the presence of kids, what are you doing for the purpose of kids? It seems like there was a time when all a man would do was cultivate his children. All a man would do. Now we live in a society where the statistics show that 1 out of 3 homes don't have a man in it. And at least 7 out of 10 homes never had a man in it. So now what do we have? We have children that are looking for other places to find their self-worth. Because, follow me, psychologists say, not Bibleologists or religious people, they say that all children, men and women, find their self-worth from men. Wow, got you. But the truth is, if there's no men to instill that, then how will these kids know who they are and what they're worth? See, oftentimes this is what we do. We just turn up and we tune out instead of homing in and cultivating. See, a millstone is like a large rock. Baya, let me see that ball, baby. Let me see that ball real quick. Come on.
A millstone like this.
Got him.
Boom. This will work perfect, matter of fact. This right here is like the size of a millstone. And what they would use it for is to grind up the meal. Huge. And he said it's better for one of these to be on your neck and you cast into the bottom of an ocean than to offend one of these little ones. And I say the millstone line so many times because a man was no better than his career. He was no better than what he could do with the work of his hands.
Right.
So I say that to say this. What are you doing with your hands? Fellas, let me not just be on the men, because I know there's some single men. What are we doing with our hands, ladies? What are we building? What are we speaking into existence? How are we proceeding? What are we producing? What are we putting inside of them?
Right.
It's crazy, man. You go to the schools nowadays, we have more kids that are literally being sedated by these, and the word for it, I guess, would be attitudinal drugs, if I can just kind of dumb it down for myself. We have more kids that are being diagnosed with ADD, ADHD, Down syndrome, so on and so forth. And it's not that they're necessarily not able to be as productive as other kids, but they're not getting it. They're not receiving. They're not being sowed into. See, we live in a generation where I want apples, baby. I want oranges. I want a money tree, but yet I'll plant no or sow no prosperity. I want great kids, and I want them to be responsible, and I want them to be successful, but I won't take the time to instill them with that they can use as their status quo and their basis. Because if no flex zone is their status quo, and that's their baseline, when everything gets crazy and hectic and things start to fall apart and girlfriends leave and boyfriends deceive, then where are they gonna go? No flex zone. No flex zone. So maybe church ain't for you. Maybe you don't like going to the four walls. Maybe it's just somebody there that rubbed you the wrong way. But guess what? The clerk at Walmart said something crazy to you. The people at the school, they said something crazy to you. They showed some things that probably the baby shouldn't have seen, but you don't stop buying your groceries. You don't stop sending your kids to school. So why do we stop speaking into their lives? Sowing seeds of success, telling them about God, Jesus, and the things that will keep them kept. How selfish is it of me not to give my children every opportunity to succeed? Maybe I don't believe in everything everybody else is saying, but I want to give them a comparative worldview. I want to make sure that they're well-rounded. I want to make sure that I'm very careful about not only what I do to them, but what I do around them. And I'm not sinless. I'm not faultless. And if you are, be the first to throw the first stone. And it always catches me off guard when I see people do videos like this and talk like this and they're with their finger out like this, because when did it become okay? Or when did our Crystal Palace become so fortified that we could throw stones out the window? I don't know. I'm just sharing with you what was shared with me. There's no such thing as bad kids. Only bad parents, baby. So before you don't spare the rod and you feel like you spoiling your child, spoil your child. Love them. Because the first commandment was love that God with all their heart, then love thy neighbor like you love yourself. And benevolence starts at home. Right? And you're working what? For your family and your kids? For yourself. Because putting food on the table and lights in the house and a roof over their head, baby, that's the basic. It's time that we step up to the plate and become real men and women of God. And sow seeds that will sprout up in the money trees. You know what I mean? In the managing trees. You know what I'm saying? In the medical seeds. Come on, man.
Real quick question, Nick.
What's up?
If a parent decided they felt convicted by this video and they felt that they had been sowing bad seeds into their kids, or they hadn't been the best, most responsible parents, and they wanted to reverse all of that madness and the cursing and the bad things that they've sown into their children, what would be the first beginning step to reverse some of that? What would you say, real quick? What would be the first step? I raised my kid for 5, 6, 7, 8 years without God. Now I'm just now maybe believing in Christ Jesus. How would I go about sowing that into my kids?
First thing I would say is forgive yourself.
Okay.
Because until I forgave myself for the terrible parenting that I was doing when I had a lack of faith and conviction in Christ in my life, it prohibited me from actually being able to be the best parent that I could be, because the shame and the guilt was keeping me locked inside of this box. But once I learned that I was forgiven, because he forgave me, and to forgive myself, it cracked that dungeon that I was in. And it opened me up and it freed me up. 2, I would say that your kids are gonna be grown one day, but right now they're not. So they don't understand on your level. So don't speak to them like they're on your level. You have to speak with them in a different tone, and something that appeals to them, because the world appeals to them.
Right.
The music videos, the candy, the cars, the candy flavored, and everything else appeals to them. So appeal to your kids. I said go above and beyond to be convicted about what you did. Because if you don't feel like you did something wrong, you'll never start to do something wrong.
Amen.
Hey man, listen, Sold Out Faith, that's the ministry that I represent. It's on Facebook. Check us out. MUN-CHI. We also make music. We make, I wouldn't say religious or Christian music. We just make good music, all right? We ain't talking about trapping and dope and booty clapping and all that craziness. We don't talk about none of that foolishness. So check us out, all right? We got YouTube. We got SoundCloud. We got every social media site. We got Black Planet, I guess. What is that? We got MySpace. We got all that stuff, baby. IYE Records. Give a shout out to the General, Lyrical Miracle. God's opening up major doors. Hey, listen, if you want to be a part of the doors that God's opening up, I'm not gonna say if you're in need, sow a seed. But if you would like to contribute to a ministry that is managed with people that really have a passion for producing nothing but life in the lives of people who are dying, then sow a seed. Conference Playground is the truth. Reach out. You want to sow a seed to me? Just go to your local church and drop some money in the plate. God's good. All the time, all the time. God's good.
Amen, amen. Appreciate you, brother.